Okay, good morning. Make sure you have a bolster, maybe a blanket, a gray soft block, and then 2 blocks at home, or at least 2 books or just something to allow your arms to reach the ground from different angles, right? We like to call our blocks our arm extenders. So today we're going to start on our backs on our bolsters. So take your time to bring the bolster in behind your sit bones. Today's flow is centered around scapula, mobility, stability, support. So really thinking about the ranges of motion through the scapula. So nice and slow, getting that bolster in as close as you can to your sacrum. Feel free to bolster it up into a ramp at any point in time if you feel like that angle is not going to work on your back. And then slowly elongating down your vertebrae, lengthening over the bolster, draw your arms wide. And then either having the arms beside you into a T, a Y, a cactus shape. Tuck the shoulders down the back, really feel that depression of the scapula, that retraction of them together and down, and then lengthen your neck and head. I actually like to press into the heels, take a little bit more space up with the tailbone, and then drop the legs, just let them relax. Take these first 2 breaths to let go of everything outside of this space. And as you explore the depth of your breath, begin to notice how much more you can surrender the weight of your body. Plant the seed of service to the self so that we can be in service to others. When we are really living with the bodhisattva, the truth, love, knowledge, we can really live in our dharma, our heart's purpose. We can find less suffering there. As we continue to breathe and observe the rhythm of breath, we can anchor in this moment. Maybe beginning to engage a little ujjayi breath, making that oceanic-like noise with constriction at the back of the throat. It's as if we're trying to exhale with lips closed and fog up a mirror. It is an internally warming breath, so I try not to cue it the entire practice, but just the first few minutes I think is okay. Feel your whole body mold over the shape of the bolster. Feel the belly rise away from the spine. Feel it relax and hug down and in. I'm going to invite you to bring your arms into a cactus. It's okay if the forearms are floating or if the palms are against the ground. I just want to really broaden the collarbones, open up the connective tissue around the sternum. Feel some length to the neck and make sure those shoulders have not crept up. Now, any numbing or tingling out through the hands, you'll just drop the shoulders deeper away from the ears and bring the elbows by your side. Just means we probably cut off a little bit of innervation in the shoulder joint. But from here, all you're gonna do is just draw your gaze to your left, and then begin to draw your chin a little bit slightly towards the left. Feel that little bit of innervation, that slight fascial pull through the neck to the shoulder, maybe the bicep and forearm. And then really puff your breath up into that right lung, that upper chest. Draw your gaze back to the ceiling, reset your head. And then other side, gaze to the right. Let your head lean just slightly to the right, past the midline of the bolster. Just leaning as far as feels safe for your neck and shoulder. I just want you to explore deeper breath and find a little bit more room into that upper left shoulder, the collarbone, maybe the pec. Inhale to center. Reset neck and head. Keep the back of your ribs heavy. Keep the head heavy. You're going to inhale, almost envisioning a snow angel as you draw the arms, shoulders depressed away from the ears, up overhead, fingertips band. And then exhale, cactus the arm bones. Feel them come past either that cactus range or the W-shape range, and just gliding the shoulder blades with breath. Opening up around the extensors of the shoulders and then bending the elbows, feel them retract back. As you inhale, reaching the fingertips up behind the head, feel a widening as the shoulder blades come up and out. And then exhale, squeeze them down and in. It's okay if the biceps aren't by the ears. It's okay if you're not quite making these longer lines. You can make the 90-degree bend with the elbows into a Y shape rather than I shape. Just want you to really feel some glide and slide through the arm bones. This should not create any clicking or cracking through the shoulders. If it is, maybe lessen the movement. And then exhale, bend the elbows. Beautiful. Take one palm to cup the back of your head and slowly lift your spine up. Good. Now, shift your bolster. And then just find a comfortable seat. I'm going to turn to face the camera, just staying where you are. You can sit any way that just allows you to lengthen the spine. Now, I'm going to invite you to cactus the arm bones. Really allow the forearms to fall back. Shrug the shoulders down, free your neck. And then moving from the rib cage, keep the shoulders where they are, inhale. As you exhale, you're going to twist to the right. Any amount, try to keep that 90-degree bend in the arms, those cactus arms. Inhale to center. Lead from the rib cage, exhale to the left. Inhale to center. Crown lifts, exhale to the right. Keep your jaw soft. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Find that revolution of the ribs. Inhale, center. Good. Pause. Breathe in. As you breathe out, you're just going to hinge forward and fold into your lap. Let it all go. Now, I'm doing this with crossed ankles, but if that doesn't work for you, you can bring feet together, or you can do this just from a comfortable Sukhasana easy sitting pose. Either way, I just want you to find a little hinge at the hips. I'm tenting the fingers. You're going to inhale, use the fingers to traction, pull your heart forward, flexing the toes. And then exhale, bow in a little deeper. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, halfway lift, look to your left. Get longer from your hips to your ribs, and then walk both hands over to the left until your heart hovers above the knee. Feel that big lengthen through that right side body. Exhale, bowing into your left knee, any amount, just to open up that back body. I like to even move the right hand a little bit further forward than the left. Really puff your breath into your back body. Last one. Beautiful. Lift up a little and then walk the hands as far over to the right as they can go. Staying long through the side bodies, pulling the ribs forward. You're going to exhale, bend the elbows, and allow the heart to reach past that right kneecap. And my friends, if I cue anything that doesn't resonate with you today, I want you to honor your body, what feels good for it. I'm going to give you a lot of options, and you're going to make responsible choices for your body at home or in studio. So pulling back when you need to pull back, or pushing forward. I just want you to remember that you are leading yourself with truth and not ego. Walk back through to center. Beautiful. Inhale, lift up. Now finding that comfortable seat once more. Again, you can be on your hips or you can be in a chair. Interlace your fingertips, create a little hammock. Take that hammock just to align with the back of the head. I'm not actually pressing into the head. Wing the elbows wide, sit up taller, inhale. The hands are not putting any pressure on the head. You're going to exhale, bring the elbows together around the spine, chin to chest, right? The hands are not touching the head at all, they're just behind the head. Inhale, move the chest forward, wing the elbows wide, lift, lengthen the ribs. Exhale, wing together. Feel that protract and retract the shoulders as you inhale, open. Exhale, close. Again, no pressure on the head. Last one. Inhale, stay open. Find your depth as the biceps pull back, the shoulders pull down, the head lifts up. And actual neutral spine. Beautiful. Draw your fingertips wide beside you, just creepy crawling them away from the ears. Pull the shoulder blades down your back. And then slowly drop right ear to right shoulder. Really reach out that left palm, just opening up through the neck, through the extensors of the side of the neck, through the levators, and then just cradle the jaw forward and back, any way that feels really ooey gooey good for you. Right? Because if we're not making the practice serve us in a way that feels good, then what are we doing? Let your breath guide that gentle cradle. Slowly lift head, inhale. Drop the shoulders, exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Good, reach those right fingertips a little bit further away, keep the shoulder on the back. And again, gentle sensation through that line from the outer collarbone up to the ear. And then allow breath to intuitively guide into delicious sensation, savoring it, relishing it. Notice your exhales, letting them flush out anything that no longer serves. Inhale, lift your head. Relax the arms, and then we're going to take a big humming sigh. So almost like we're chanting, but essentially we are, it's just we're in a sigh, clearing out that throat. We're going to say hum as we exhale really loud, okay? Take a big cleansing breath in. Come onto all fours, tabletop, hands and knees. Bring your blocks forward to the top of your mat just so that they are close by. Clothing is needed. And then stacking those wrist creases underneath your shoulders, knees, underneath your hips. Feel a slight firming of the shin bones down into the mat just to engage a little bit of the inner thighs and the pelvic floor. Pull your bum slightly more back, pull the ribs slightly more forward. Good, now really straighten the arms like you're pushing and burrowing your fingerprints into the mat. And then working into the mobility of the scapula, getting some scapula push-ups, so feeling the shoulder blades nice and slow. You're going to keep the arms straight, humble the chest down towards the thumbs, the shoulder blades come together, straight strong arms. Keep feeling the elbow creases turn forward, and then pushing the shoulder blades apart, feel the back of the heart lift towards the ceiling. Good. Drop the heart down to the thumbs, straight strong arms. And then push it away. Good, keep going. Working those scapular retractors and protractors. Keep the lower back flat, keep the hips stable. Keep clawing into the mat like you're trying to open giant pickle jars. You're turning the fingertips to the long edges of the mat. There's just that really lovely external rotation in the arm bones. Good. So working to stimulate the rhomboids, working to stimulate through the pec minor. Good. 4 more. This is the first time you've ever done scap push-ups. They might be a little tough to mobilize, but that's okay. Last one. Beautiful, adding on cat and cow. Now, pressing the shin bones down, feel that tone in the inner thighs. Inhale, tip the sit bones up, hammock the belly, ribs, chest, finding that retraction of the shoulder blades, heart comes through, crown comes up. And then start from the sit bones, articulate under, around, lower, middle, upper belly. Push the ground away from you. Feel those scapula retract, protract. Oh my goodness. I can see how this is going already. Nice and slow. Tip the sit bones up, belly drops, crown reaches forward and up. Good. Now pushing the heart to the ceiling. Feel the scapula pull apart, protraction. Keep flowing through your breath. So we can find a little bit more mobility through the upper back, the T-spine rather than the lower back. Last one. Beautiful, find a neutral flat spine. Take your blocks into your top hand corners of your mat on their flattest point. You can use books or anything at home. And then take your fingertips to the front edge of those mats, really gripping onto them, thumb on the middle edge, pinkies on the wide outer edges. And then slowly straight strong arms, elbow creases turn up to the ceiling. Hug the armpits tighter to the ribs. Walk your hips back until you find extension in the upper back, shoulders away from ears, sit bones high to the sky. Try to stack the thigh bones. You're gonna exhale, begin to pour the heart down to the mat. Feel the forehead relax, the jaw is not gripping. And then sinking into an extended melting heart pose, right? So traditional melting heart pose, we would have the hands closer. We're aiming to put the chest or forehead down, but here I really want you to widen the armpits. And then keep the arms straight and strong, really push the hands into the blocks for 5 more breaths. And I'm really shrugging the shoulders away from the ears, keeping the activation of the lats, the depressors of the scapula, trying to fire to hold the shoulder blades away from the crown. Right, and when it gets tough, when the practice challenges you, what happens to your breath? Can we keep it flowing like liquid? Beautiful, press the hands, engage the core, lift the ribs, and inch the knees back in. Beautiful. Come through to sit on your bottom. Take your legs forward. And I want your blocks to hug right beside your sit bones. Now, you need them a little bit wider than hips, maybe just enough to slide a hand from the hip to the block. And then plant the hands, fingertips facing your toes, thumbs beside the hips, right beside the pelvis. Now, working into Dandasana, scapula depressors, essentially getting into the depression action of the scapula. So I want you to really firm the hands down. You can do this with bent knees, but essentially we're gonna charge the hands down, straighten the arm bones, and then move the shoulders away from the ears, crown high. Now, I like to pull the pelvis slightly forward, lengthening out the lower belly. Now, shoulders are not up by the ears. You're actively pushing the shoulders down, head high, and then slowly tap your bum. Shoulders come up, good. Shrug the shoulders down, head high. Feel the arm bones weighing to the back body, right? We're still opening those pickle jars to the long edges of the mat. And then exhale, hips down. Inhale, strengthening, powering up, feeling the scapula shrug down the back. And then feel them glide up. Good, keep going. Maybe a little faster now, maybe a little slower. Good, last 5, 4, 3, good work. 2, feel the shoulder blades cinch down the spine. Last one, hold. Really hugging everything to the back body. Neck is relaxed, crown is lifted, and the shoulders are on the back. Arm bones are screaming, and exhale, lower. Beautiful, shift your blocks forward, come back to tabletop. So already, those triceps, forearms should feel warm, yeah. Bring it on over. From all fours, fan your fingertips, index fingers pointing forward, tuck your toes. And then keep the knees bent. You're gonna push up and back for your downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana, as you press it up and back. Now, finding your down dog, really burrow the index fingerprint. Step the feet up and back, and then surrounding the spine, I want you to bend the knees, charge the sit bones up and back, and then push the heart to the thighs. Good. Broadening the lats, broadening the armpits. Now, really befriending your dog, pedal it out. Feel the belly hollow in. And then come to some stillness. Now, same idea here, just like we did in Dandasana, that staff pose. I want you to really think about the shoulder blades on your back. Now, feeling the fingertips grip into your mat, you're going to push the shoulder blades up to the ears, really send the hips up, and then exhale, slow, hug them down the spine. So getting into scapula push-ups from our down dog. Inhale, pushing the ground away from you, shoulders come up to the ears, again, elbows are spinning forward, and then exhale, let the shoulders drop down the back. Feel them hug towards the ribs. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, feel them depress. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Try to keep one long line from wrist creases to tailbone. And then feel them shrug down. Good. So really observing how the scapula glides and slides. Noticing that push, creating space. And then that retraction, hugging it in. Good. Last 3, 2, last 1. Good, down dog. Tiptoe your toes forward to meet your hands. Uttanasana, forward fold. Let's use the blocks to catch us as we open up that posterior chain. Maybe pedal out, let it go. Fanning your toes, really anchoring the outer edges of your heels. Inhale, engage the heart forward. Really moon the sit bones back. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Last one, halfway lift, flat back, light toes, bend the knees. Exhale, fold. Beautiful, root to rise. Inhale, press it all the way up. Exhale, swan dog, big circle the arms, bring the chest forward, lead the hands back, forward fold. Halfway, lengthen. Exhale, hinge. Shift your blocks. Plant your palms, come into your plank. Now, really charging up your plank, I want the heels really high over the toes. Curl the tailbone forward to the ribs, and then move your sternum forward so that we get really heavy on the fingertips. Good. Now, nice and slow, breathing in, really lengthen. Breathing out, bend the elbows back towards your hip creases, slowly lower down one long line. Really engaging the elbows together like little grasshopper legs. Release your toes behind you. Now, squeeze your hip flexors into the ground so the glutes are getting engaged, the legs are active. Bring your heart forward with the inhale. With the exhale, only using the strength of your upper back, Let the elbows draw towards the heels, neck is long. Good, we're not using the hands here. Feel that squeeze around the shoulder blades, below the shoulder blades. A little tone of the belly, and exhale, release. Good, 2 more with your breath. Inhale, glides the heart forward and up. Exhale, melts you down. Should feel pretty good. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, lower down. Good, tuck your toes. Tabletop, down dog. 5 breaths in your dog. Let it reset. Let it open you up. Let your heels disappear behind your toes. Let your gaze fall between the shins. Inhale, raise your right leg. Open your right hip crease, fire hydrant. Good, now really charge your heart back. So right shoulder presses to left ankle. Now lift the tailbone, lift the right knee higher. Exhale, look forward. Step forward, warrior 1, Vera 1. Step the right foot to the inside of the right thumb. Spin your left heel down so the left toes point sort of towards the top left-hand corner. Curl your tailbone to the right heel, inhale, rise. Good, now as you rise, really hug the ribcage in, pull the shoulders down and back, head lifts. Beautiful, inhale. Exhale, interlace your fingertips behind your pelvis. Now, really charge and press down through both heels. Exhale, chase the knuckles to the back heel without locking the elbows. Tuck the collarbones a little bit wider, and then feel the shoulder blades squeeze together and away from the crown. Good, long neck for 3, for 2. Keep the bind of the hands. Inhale, lean forward, hinge over that front leg. Nice and slow, release the hands, reach them forward. And then exhale, tickle your earlobes, squeeze that back body. Now really hollow the belly in. We're stable, we're strong. Hips are trying to square to the ground. Got that right glute firing. Take an inhale. Left elbow, left rib, taps towards right knee. Here we go. Stay long, inhale, lengthen. No pressure on the back of the neck or head, right? Just tickling the earlobes. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tap. Good, inhale, lengthen. Last one, exhale, tap. Beautiful, inhale, lengthen, reach it all the way up. Exhale, lean forward, stand up in the right leg, warrior 3, toppling tree. So take flight, use a wall, a chair, or blocks. Spin that left hip down, really lift the right hip up, and then stomp the left heel back. Left toes are pointing at the right heel, beautiful. Reaching for 3, 2, just let it go, forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Grab one block, place it between your knees. Give that block a loving squeeze. Really feel the inner thighs engage. As you exhale, sit the hips down. My block's gonna squeeze up. Inhale, move the heart forward and up, chair pose, Utkatasana. Beautiful, now really hollowing the belly in, taking out that lower dotted curve, right? Not Donald Duck bumming it. Curling the sit bones towards the heels, hug the ribs in and up. As you sit deeper, inhale. Exhale, catches the arm bones. Squeeze the shoulders down the back. Notice the spine, notice the core. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squeeze, catches the arm bones down the back. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Stay bent to the knees. Exhale, squeeze and hold. Don't hold the breath. Forward fold, breathe out. Release the block. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms. Step your right foot to the very back of your mat. You may or may not want your gray block, but I'm gonna invite you to drop that back knee. Now, really retract the front heel towards that back right knee, and then curl your spine all the way up, working into a low lunge. Exhale, sit deep. Inhale. Exhale, right palm leads, plant right palm. Inhale, twist the left up. Now, pull the shoulder blades to the back body. Make sure that left thigh bone's not falling out past that knee and heel stack. One more breath. And just like that, left palm down, step back, high plank. Inhale, look forward, sternum forward. Exhale, option to lower halfway or all the way down again. Elbows bend back towards the hip creases, flat spine. Inhale, roll over the toes for cobra. If you're ready for that up dog, really shining that heart forward. Pushing the shoulders away from the ears just like we did in staff pose. Exhale, hug the hip bones in and up. Push the ground away from you. Downward facing dog, 5 breaths. Feel the 4 points of your body burrow into your mat, really connecting to the earth below you. Feel that prana, that breath, that life force. Inhale, raise your left leg. Charge your heart back to that right ankle. Get longer from crown to tailbone. Really hollow the belly in. Exhale, open the hip crease, fire hydrant. Really tip the knee up. Maybe one day the hips stack, maybe they don't. That's okay. Slowly step forward, warrior 1. Vera 1. Step the left foot to the inside of the left thumb. Spin your right toes down to any degree towards the top right-hand corner of your mat, just depending on your thigh bone. Now really suction cup the feet into the mat. Curl the heart forward now. Beautiful. Begin to articulate the pelvis to the front edge of the mat. And as you rise, hug the ribs. Inhale, sit deeper. Exhale, connect your palms behind your hips, just switching the grip of your fingers. So we're just moving the grip by 1 finger. And then keeping the elbows soft, keeping them bent. You're going to really push the hips forward, strong legs. Exhale, chase the knuckles back. Wrist creases push together. If it feels safe, you can begin to lift the sternum up. Maybe the chin elevates ever so slightly. Feel like you're about to tear your mat in half. That's how firmly you're pushing down through the feet. Beautiful. Keep your bind, slowly hinge. One long line from heel to crown. Strong legs. Inhale, release your bind, reach the arms forward. Exhale, tickle the earlobes. You're going to squeeze the elbows, bend them. Feel the belly hollow in. Get longer from hip bones to rib bones. Exhale, right elbow taps towards left knee. Bring the rib in. Inhale, lift flat back, elbows lead. Exhale, bring it in. Lift, little shake, little quake. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. One more, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Beautiful, reach the arms forward, inhale. Exhale, stand up in that left leg. Warrior 3, a little bit of balance. Really work that glute engagement. Drop this right hip, stomp the right heel. Now pulling the fingertips forward, lifting the elbows by the biceps, or the biceps by the ears. Top of the mat, forward fold, just let it go. Inhale, halfway lift, really burrow the outer heels, gripping the big toe mounds. Exhale, fold. Grab your block, place it between your knees, maybe heel to the feet closer. Make sure you're squeezing that block, feeling the inner thighs. You're gonna curl the tailbone down. Inhale, lift the chest up. Beautiful, now sit as deep as you can. Find the 4 corners of your feet, that pada bandha, right? That 4-cornered foot lock that engages everything. As the belly hollows and the chest lifts, thunderbolt chair, exhale, sweep the hands down, bring the heart parallel, reach it back. Feel that squeeze through the back of the shoulders. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, heart comes parallel to the ground, reach back. Sit deep, inhale. Exhale, keep flowing. One more. Beautiful, hold your thunderbolt chair. Beautiful, feel like an Olympic ski jumper. Good, shoulders move down the spine. Exhale, fold, let it go. Release the block. Halfway lift. Exhale, hinge. Plant your palms back to your plank. Really charge the heart forward, feel the fingertips grip. Exhale, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Cobra up dog with the inhale. Exhale, down dog, 5 breaths. Feel the sit bones tip up and back. Relax your jaw as you internally hum sigh. Inhale. Let go of tension in the neck and head. Look forward. With your next breath, step your right foot forward between your thumbs. Lower your back left knee. Inhale, rise up, low lunge. Exhale, sink in, low lunge. Take one more cleansing breath. Exhale, left palm down, right palm up, twist. And really peel the rib open, shoulders snuggle the back body, and pull the head back in line with the heart. Beautiful, now lead with this right palm. Slowly lift up, reaching right hand back, left hand forward. Turn the palms open to the edge of the mat. Drop this right shoulder. I'm really saying that more for myself than everyone else. And then small exhalation, right palm down, either to the back thigh, a block, or the ground. Left palm reaches up. Now, think about that pelvic stability. Think about contracting the thigh bones to the hips for 3. Good for 2. For 1, nice and slow, left elbow hooks up and over right thigh. Planting the palms into prayer twist. Retract the shoulders, press the heart forward and up, and allow the rib cage to mobilize. Let the left rib come into the right thigh. Maybe the gaze turns, maybe it doesn't, that's okay. Nice and slow exhale, I want you to land the left palm back down. You're gonna get a little lighter on this right leg. You're gonna slowly push into the left palm, move your hips back, release that back left toe. So either pressing them right into the mat or even angling the shin bone to any degree off the left edge of the mat. Nice and slow, step the right foot back, either landing the inner arch to the back edge of the mat and reaching up, or lifting for modified side plank. Good, so from that lunge, get heavy on left palm, get grounded on left shin, move the hips back, get light on the right leg, kick it back like you're horse kicking a wall behind you, yeah. Booting the wall. Really curl the tailbone long, press the hands apart. Inhale. And then nice and slow, exhale. I want you to inwardly rotate. Turn the body to face back to the mat. Tuck the back right toes, plant the right palm. And then slowly kick up and back, 3-legged dog. So left shin lifts. Inhale, reach. Exhale, step forward, low lunge. Lower the back knee. Inhale, rise. Beautiful. Take the right hand forward, left hand back. Push the hands apart. Feel the back body engage. And make sure we're not dipping into that lower spine. So that means we might have to press into the front heel a little deeper. Curl the tailbone forward, lengthening out that right hip crease. And then exalt, left palm down, right palm up and over. Good. Left fingertips are light. Beautiful. Right palm anchors. We're going to take the right elbow to the outer left thigh and then come into prayer twist, hands planked. So really feeling that right elbow, right tricep on the outer left thigh, not the knee. Try to really snuggle the tricep into it. And then allow the right rib to come into the thigh. Let the left rib pull open, crown reaches. And then notice your breath. Let it revolve around your rib cage, around your spine like a barbershop pole. Beautiful. Unhook the right elbow, plant the right palm. Nice and slow, inhale, reach the left hand up. Now move your hips back in space, get heavy on right hand, get heavy on that right shin. Pick up the left foot, and then you might want to pivot that right shin, just depending on your stability or balance. And then step the left foot back, either anchoring the inner arch for a modified side plank, or lifting the foot, getting more into the outer hip. Even pull the bottom ribs up, really lift them up. For 3, for 2, look to the top of your mat. Turn, spin everything to the face. This time, instead of stepping left toes back, Curl left knee in, look forward. Really charge left foot forward to the top of the mat. Tuck right toes, inhale. Exhale, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, inhale, bring it up. Exhale, hands to heart, Tadasana. Really cinching the front ribs into the front hips. Find your feet. Let's take 5 breaths and just slow it down, anchor, bring it into some balancing. Whew, how are we? Yeah, a little warmer. I know it's amazing in studio where sometimes it's so cold in here, but today it's toasty. All right. I'm going to move back just so I'm not off camera. Okay. Fan your toes. Find your modified chair, reach the arms forward. Inhale. Good. Now exhale, you're going to wrap right elbow underneath left. Twist tie once, twice, 3 times for eagle arms. Pull the shoulders down. Now, option to stay here and just lift the right heel. Option to stay here, but I want you to really shift the weight to the left foot, get heavy through the left glute, get the hips parallel. When you feel ready, you can progress to crossing the right thigh over, maybe tripod standing beside. But the deeper you sit, I promise, the easier this is. Maybe go for the calf wrap. Maybe you just work on balance, maybe you just work on that tripod. Either way, I want the hips pulling back to center. I want the elbows lifting away from the knees. Crown is high. One more breath, we're almost there. Exhale, unravel the foot, plant the foot, stand up, release the arms. Let it go. Side out. Other side, sit low, inhale, arms reach. Start with the arms, exhale, crisscross left under right. Either pushing back of hands together, modifying grabbing shoulders, creating that constriction, or going for the full wrap, palms pushed together. I really like to fan the fingertips to create that little bit of extra engagement. Now begin to pick up the left heel. Feel that shift the weight to the right. Hips stay parallel, belly's hollowing in. Option to stay here or go for the cross. Maybe tripod stand, toes help balance. Or you go for that full wrap. Notice the knees are trying to track right. Pull them back to center, tailbone comes back to center. Find that balance, there it is. Drop the shoulders, and then press the fingertips up and away from you. Notice your breath, let it be steady. Beautiful, gently unwrap, stand up, release. Interlace your fingertips behind your pelvis. Feet are about a fist or 2 distance apart, ultimate toes spread. Curl the tailbone heavy towards the heels, move the hips forward. Now, chase the knuckles down to the heels without locking your elbows. Lift the heart up, inhale, gaze comes up. Exhale, bend the knees. Undulate your spine forward, crown to toes, knuckles away from the hips. Now, if this is too much for the shoulders, grab a tether, a strap, a blanket behind your hips, and you can just hold on to that. Right, we want the shoulders to be happy. Beautiful, hands to hips. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, curl the tailbone down, lift up all the way. Beautiful, step your left foot forward, step your right foot back. Turn the toes up to 45 degrees, warrior 1, and then bend into that front knee. Inhale, reach the arms forward and up. Exhale, with a powerful exhale, charge open warrior 2. Adjust your stance as needed. Make sure this left knee is going to the 3rd toe on the left foot. It's not falling in, it's not falling out. We're hugging the hip bones forward. Flip the front palm, bend deeper. Lift, exalt, reach up and back. Exhale, stay long in that left side body. Left arm on left thigh. Get longer in that left rib. Reach up and over, extended side angle, Parsvakonasana. Plug that right shoulder back in. Now, thinking about this top right hand, right arm, really hugging the heels together, stable in the base. You're just gonna begin to reach the right hand forward, drop it down, circle it under, lead with the thumb, allow a little rotation, and then just open it back. Good, keep going with your breath. Just taking a few circular rotations here, just allowing that shoulder to reset in the joint, allow the tissues to hydrate. Sneaky hard work for the legs too, right? Last one. Inhale, reaching up and over. Inhale, rise. Straighten the front leg. Shorten up your stance. Triangle. So I actually like to get a little rotation in the pelvis for triangle, just because I find if we go at it with the hip square to the long edge, the thigh bone and the hip bone kind of lock and get stuck, and we can't lengthen the side body. So really pulling the tailbone long, hollow in the belly. Retract the left hip back, right hip forward, so get a little rotation. So it's almost like the pelvis is pointing to the top right-hand corner of your mat. And then really pressing down to the heels, flat back, begin to hinge towards the toes. The tailbone's gonna reach back. The side body is gonna come parallel to the ground. Left palm down. Inhale, sweep the right hand up. Good, now soft bend in this left knee. Really charging through both heels. Good, you can place that left palm on a block or the ground. Shrug the shoulders, head back in line with the heart. Inhale. Exhale, strong leg, strong core, lift it all the way up. Beautiful. Turn all 10 toes to face the long edge corners, the corners of your mat. Heels in, toes out at an angle. You're gonna squat your back down like you're sliding down a wall for your Durga squat. Now, this is just a little releasing transitory pose. Hands on the thighs. I like to keep the thumbs in, pinkies out. And I'm gonna push the butt back slightly, bring the heart forward, long spine. And then nice and slow, just drop the right arm, drop the right elbow. I can't think of the name of the shoulder. There we go, drop your right shoulder, pull your left shoulder back, gazing to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale, left shoulder forward, right shoulder back. Add a little undulation, a little twist. Maybe a little bob in the legs. Maybe changing the position of the hands as needed. Make this feel good for yourself. Last one, left shoulder forward, right rib back. Inhale to center. Straighten your legs. This time, pitch the toes in, pitch your heels out. Prasarita Padottanasana. Hands to hips, swing the elbows together. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, hinge. Hands to blocks, the ground. Doesn't matter as long as you're just finding some space to slow breath and to reconnect mind and body. So that's what it's all about. Beautiful, lift yourself up halfway. Now look to the back edge of your mat. So look to the right. Pivot, turn all 10 toes to the right, walk your hands. And then nice and slow, you're just gonna plant palms, step back, down dog. Inhale forward to high plank. Exhale, bending the elbows back to the hip creases, lower halfway or all the way down. Roll over your toes, cobra up dog, right? Keep staff pose, hip creases to wrist creases. Pressing the shoulders down away from the ears. Exhale, hip bones up and back. Down dog. Gaze forward to the palms, step, walk forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise. Hands to heart center. Hug the front ribs to the front hips. Nice and slow. Step your left foot back to about that warrior one stance traditionally, finding that turn out of the left toes to 45 degrees or anywhere that feels good that you can turn the left hip crease to the top of the mat. Curl the tailbone down, lift the heart up, inhale. Beautiful. Don't be afraid to bend deeper into that front knee. And then really pull the biceps back by the ears. Rib cage in. Good, take one more breath. Exhale, pivot, open warrior two, expand. Now, normally warrior two, I see a lot of people leaning forward. Bring the spine back so that the shoulders and hips stack, and you can find equal weight between that back heel and that front heel. Now watch that front knee, watch where the pelvis is sitting. Beautiful, sit deeper. Flip the front right palm. Inhale, lift, exalt. Beautiful, extended side angle, right arm, right thigh. reach up and over with the left arm. Get longer that left side body. Good. You're gonna revolve that right hip forward, pull the left hip back. Good, strong feet, you're still suction cupping them into the mat like a tree frog. And then nice and slow, turn the left shoulder slightly forward, reach the left arm and circle it down, turn the thumb back, and then rotate up. Good. Getting those rotations in the shoulder with your breath. Really stabilizing with the pelvis, the legs. Right, we're not dumping into the lower back because we're pushing the sit bones back, hollowing the belly in, feeling that inner brace, that inner tone. One more rotation. Reach it up. Lift up. Warrior two, strong. Exhale, straighten that front leg. Shorten up your stance. Good, so I like to have almost, 3 feet apart, 2.5 feet apart between my feet, just depending on how tall you are too. Pull that right hip back, left hip forward, getting a little rotation so the hip bones point towards that top corner of your mat. Reaching the arms out. Think about lengthening that right rib towards the toes. Pull the right hip back. Left hip's gonna rotate forward naturally. As you reach, belly's in. We're not dumping in lower back. We're hugging sit bones long. And then once the chest comes parallel to the ground, right arm down. Inhale, rotate the left arm up. Good. Snuggle front ribs, front hips closer together, and then push the bum back, crown leads. Good, no hyperextending in that front knee. Keep it gentle, keep it soft. Use this left palm, inhale, rise. Exhale, all 10 toes face the long edge of your mat. Beautiful, how are we doing? Good, warm. One more goddess, and that's it. So toes out, heels in. I like to point the toes to the corners of the mat. This just allows the knees to track towards the pinky toes. We're getting those abductors and the glutes to fire. Curling the tailbone forward, wall behind your back. Exhale, sink it low. Yeah, beautiful. Now it's time, reach the arms forward. Left elbow wraps underneath right. Twist tie once, twice, 3 times, eagle arms. Feel the protraction of the shoulders. Pulling the elbows up and away from the knees. Push the knuckles away from the nose. Good, feel that opening in the upper back. Sit deeper. Try to get your bottom parallel to the ground. Straighten the legs, inhale up, release the arms. One more time, here we go. Whew, balance. Let's bend into the knees, let the knees traction wide. Good, reaching the arms forward. Last eagle, wrap right under left. Twist tie once, twice, 3 times. Push the hands into each other. I want the hands away from the nose. So reaching the hands away from your head, push the elbows up, pull the shoulders down, feel them naturally pull wide. Good, 3, sit deeper, 2, let those glutes shake. 1, inhale, stand up, release the arms. Oh, shake it out. Pivot, turn all 10 toes to face back at the original front of your mat. And nice and slow, you're just going to step forward, Tadasana Mountain Pose, slow. Observe what's happening beneath your surface. What feels like it's shifted or changed since the beginning of class. Inhale, sweep the arms, flushing it out. Exhale, heart leads, forward fold hinge. Halfway lift, elongate. Exhale, hinge. Plant your hands, step out to your plank. Inhale, rock the weight forward, crown leads, sternum pulls between the biceps, belly hugs in, slowly lower all the way down. Release your tiptoes, really finding that cobra prep with the lower limbs. Press your hip creases into your mat. This will lengthen the tailbone back to heels. Now, reach your arms beside you, thumbs down, pinkies up for locust, half Shavasana prep. Pull the shoulder blades together. Begin to feel that upper back and lift, and then lift the elbows, hold them closer together, and then maybe the hands reach. Good, keep the back of the neck long. Feel like you're trying to hold a little gift above your thigh bones, your hips. For 3, no tension, lower spine. 2, get longer in your body. 1, bring your forearms forward, stack your forehead, rest. Let's give the hips a little wiggle, a little jiggle. Let your breath reset. Come back to balance. Last Shalabhasana, locust. Prep your lower legs, same exact setup. We start with the half, then we go the full. Bring the arms beside you. Get longer in your body. Press your hip creases down, lengthen your tailbone back. Inhale, begin to pull the shoulders together. And then allow that pulling together to begin to move the heart forward, right? We're trying to get longer, not rounder in the spine. And then the hands float. Good, no tension lower back, so the hip creases are grounding. Neck is long. Really feel the shoulders hug to the back body, yeah. Squeezing the elbows together, squeezing the palms together. Maybe lift the thigh bones, any amount if that feels safe for you, right? Legs are still quite close. Get longer, heart forward, toes back for 3. Stretch like taffy, 2. 1, release it all down. Reset. Maybe wag your tail. Little rock of the pelvis. Good. I'm going to invite you to bend the knees, and if it feels safe, just dropping both heels to the right, drop both heels to the left. Good, come back to center. Release the legs long behind you. Grab one block. Plant your block right underneath your chin with the block closer to the right edge of your mat. You can use a pillow or a bolster too if the block isn't very comfortable. Now bring your arms open to a T. We're going to stretch out the pec, stretch out the delt, connective tissue around the sternum and collarbone. So you're going to bend your left knee, plant your left palm. Keep this right palm grounded, keep the right leg extended. Now take the right shoulder down the back, make sure it's not flopping into the earth. And then slowly roll onto the right side body. Still grip the ground with the right side, the right hand. And stack that block underneath your head anywhere that feels comfortable. This top leg can rest on top of the right. Rest behind, can bend the knee, use it to lean open. Keep it in front. Again, I just want you to find gentle rotation. This left palm is here to maybe traction the body on the right side if you're working with that mobility. Otherwise, I just want you to really take your breath into your lungs. Feel it expand up into the chest, and then relax the jaw, big sighs. Pull the head back in line with the spine. Really observe the inner state. Notice how sensation can begin to shift and change with breath. And I'm still actively pressing these right fingertips into the ground. 2 more cycles. Come back to center. Sigh out. Extend your left arm. Shift your block underneath your chin and then more to the left. Plant the right palm, bend the right knee. Really seal the palm of the left hand down and then roll onto that left side. Pull the collarbones wide. Make sure the block is stacked underneath the head. And then allow the front body to open as the head comes back in line with the heart. Right hand can just rest in front of the chest. And again, this top leg can do whatever it wants. I just want you to be comfortable in this big heart opener. Easing off any grip of the jaw. Feel the cheeks slide and glide around the teeth. Just releasing tension in the face. There's tension in the face, there's tension in the mind. Allow it to soften as we slow the internal state. And again, you can be at any range, as long as you're comfortably feeling the front of the left pec, front of the left shoulder. If there's any numbing or tingling through the shoulders, you've probably gone too far. Probably need to reset so that the nerves aren't getting impinged. Slowly come back to center. From here, I'm just going to invite you to roll onto your back. Just flip yourself like a log. Bend the knees. Round your arms open to cactus or a T. Lift your knees up about halfway, inhale. And exhale, and fall to the left. You can shift the hips to the right as needed. Any amount, just supine twist. Dig the elbows in, clear up more room for the back body, neck and head. Now, again, yogi's choice for a twist, whether there's blocks or props supporting your legs or arms. Drop the right shoulder down. Let the right rib be heavy. Allow each exhalation to release the asana. Allow each inhalation to settle you into deeper relaxation. Allow yourself to breathe into the newfound spaces of your body, appreciating and observing where there's now warmth, maybe more circulation, more prana, the vitality, that life force beneath the surface. Inhale to center. Reset. Lift the knees up halfway. Maybe shift the hips an inch to the left. Exhale, knees right. And again, any twist to close out the practice. I just want you to listen into your body. Find what's going to intuitively move and groove you. Feel the buoyancy of your breath. Inhale to center. Reset your hips, your lower back. And I'm just going to invite you to bring the soles of the feet together. Allow your knees to bow wide for Baddha Konasana, butterfly legs. Feel free to make this really restorative by placing blocks underneath your knees. And take one palm to your heart, one palm to your belly as we just close out the practice together with breath. Feel the front body gently rise into your palms. Feel it relax back down to your mat. Begin to surrender to the inner quiet, observing that temperance, that inner yielding. Let go of any distractions, let go of the to-do list. Allow each breath as an opportunity to drop into this moment, to release suffering, and begin to choose only the good, the abundance that the universe has to provide for you. Feel free to stay here or extend the legs. Sprawl out, take up room, and settle in for the next few minutes of rest. Feel that gentle pitter-patter of your heartbeat. That inner awareness of that light pulse beneath your surface. Begin to deepen your breath. Invite small movement back to your body. When you're ready, stretch your arms up overhead, reach your toes long, take a bountiful good morning stretch. Hug your knees to your chest. Compress and squish in all of that goodness, all of that gratitude. Make your way up to a comfortable seat as we close out together. Draw hands to heart center as you humble your chin, Anjali Mudra. Plant the seed of gratitude for this land and this space that we are so fortunate and privileged to be